Hello, everyone, and welcome to Everyday Theology, where we are now going to be doing a different segment, and we're going to be reacting to Reddit threads, and we're going to kind of try and do or offer a Christian perspective. And I'm Lilac.
I'm Josiah.
And we are a married couple.
We are, yes.
So sorry,
how many years?
People were taken.
Yes. And almost 7.
Almost 7 years, yeah.
In like a month.
Yeah.
Less than a month. Actually, wait a minute. Like
actually,
3 weeks.
Yeah, pretty soon. Yeah.
That's awesome. Alrighty. So, what's the first Reddit that we're going to be reading?
Okay, so I've only read the titles. I haven't read the whole thing. So we're going to do a couple. One of them is Am I the A-hole? Which everyone, the A word's in the Bible in the King James Version. Okay.
Yes, speaking about a donkey.
But we won't be saying it. We're going to try and keep this clean as possible, but
it is Reddit.
It is Reddit. So, okay. Am I the a-hole for leaving my postpartum wife after she was having an emotional affair? My wife... Oh, what are you going to say?
That's a do tell.
Do tell. Okay. My wife and I have a 3-year-old toddler and a 9-month-old baby. I went through her phone after she was acting distant and caught her having an online affair with a man. She saw me going through her phone and freaked out on me, called me names, etc. I don't really like strong emotions directed at me, so I walked away. That night, I kicked her out of my bedroom. So she cooled down next day and wanted to talk. I listened to her. She is sorry, etc. Truth is, I understand life is hard. This affair made her feel good. But I still want a divorce. I don't think a cheater has any right to call herself my wife. So I told her I forgive her. But a better woman deserves to be my wife. So she needs to get out of the way. She again freaked out and then drove to my parents to talk to them. I told her to show her face to them again. ...
Not to show her face to them again?
I told her to show her face to them again. ...
I don't know what that means.
I don't think this person knows how to spell very well. There's a lot of mistakes.
Okay.
Oh, it says 2 people are typing. Yeah, I bet. She is still not budging, wants to stay, doesn't want a divorce. Well, she is getting one. But am I acting like a jerk? Maybe I can be more empathetic, but I don't want to. Okay,
Whoa.
dude.
Is that the entirety of it? Or is there
That's it.
Oh, okay.
All right. It didn't say explicitly what he found on the phone, but
Yeah.
I mean, to him, obviously, it was like
He
a little
prefaced
hurtful.
it by saying an emotional affair.
An emotional affair.
So
Yeah, so it was probably like... So, okay, what I see is this guy's being a little bit selfish. Yeah. He's just all like, he's prefacing it with like, oh, we have all these kids that she's obviously, taking care of and raising. And she just, postpartum is like, she just had a kid.
Yeah.
And I can't believe he kicked her out of the room. It's just all like, you are supposed to be on the couch.
Well,
I don't know.
No,
I mean,
there's not like a gender attached to who should not be there. But it could be, that might be a better thing. It's just like, hey, I'm not gonna sleep in our bed tonight because I feel really distant. I could kind of understand that.
But I'm just thinking of like her poor body.
Yeah.
Right now and having to sleep somewhere uncomfortable. But anyways, like what I see right away, not justifying this, but it's just like she obviously wasn't getting what she emotionally needed from her husband. And so she was looking for it somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then kind of him reacting this way kind of shows where he's been like the whole time. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like for one thing, people already treat marriage very, very lowly. Marriage is a very high thing. And so it's like being very careful making any decisions, that are long term, whether it's to get married or definitely getting divorced. Like you need to have real, actual, time to consider that. I feel like he's going from step 0 or step 1, like, hey, I recognize the problem, to step 100 at the end of the line and being like, I want a divorce. But there's so much that happens in between there. Like, if I was on your phone and you were like, you were talking to someone, you're like, I just feel like my life is terrible and Josiah doesn't get me. I mean, you get me, but Josiah doesn't get me. And I'm really sad and I have this baby and like, you know, I just wish I could like, you know, be with you. And like that would be something, you're making a connection that you shouldn't make with someone online. And I would justifiably be upset and be like, well, I would come to you and be like, I saw this is a problem, we need to talk about it and we need to get counseling because you feel like you can't trust me and that's a huge problem, you know, and what's going on that makes you not come to me, instead you're going to somebody else. So I think there's a problem in her heart what she's doing, you know, but to then just be like, okay, that's it, I want a divorce. He's jumping all the necessary steps to get there.
Yeah, that was nuts. He's just all like,
wrong.
She doesn't deserve to be my wife. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Someone more worthy of that privilege needs to be my wife.
Like, that to me betrays something about his character already. That I'm like,
think pretty highly of yourself. Buddy.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, yikes. Oh, man. He's just like, yeah, I know she just had our baby and, you know, we have these kids and stuff, but someone else deserves to
she used to just get out of the way.
Yeah. I know. I really feel like there should have been a sensitivity to be like, you know, like an actual talk where it's just all like that for him to be like, you know, he just said like he can't really handle like big emotions.
Right.
Where he was saying from her, she was just all like, you know, getting upset at him. And then he was just all like, I want to be done, you know. Like, there was
I'm sure her emotions are like right at the tippity top, way up here, you know? And then so he's just like, hey, I don't like confrontation. I don't like emotional. He's probably like a super steady kind of guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is very bothering me because she's all over the map, you know?
Kind of lacks an emotional maturity to be able to like deal with the situation. Right. We don't know him very well, but like, I really feel like they could have benefited from taking a talk and being, because like it was an emotional affair, not a like, which I mean that's where it all starts, right?
Yeah.
But that could have been a sign of like, hey, I think we need to seriously, we need to talk about our marriage.
Terminate the thing.
Yeah, it's just all like, oh well, this is going down south. Bye. Yeah, you know, there should have been a, you know, it's just like we should really start. We need to talk about our relationship seriously and, you know, caring about each other enough to be like, hey, am I not meeting your emotional needs or, you know, something? Because obviously she felt like she was lacking attention.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. And I think there's maybe just recognizing where you are in life, you know, like, it happens to be Valentine's Day, but like, and we're really good about like doing dates all the time. We were just talking about that in the car, and that's a really good thing. But even more work needs to be done on your marriage than just date nights, you know, and recognizing where you are in life. And when you have kids, I mean, that's like the stress bubble of life. You've got a baby, nobody's sleeping, you know, everybody's frustrated. And then something like that where he's just like, hey, I'm frustrated already. And then I find out that you're like, you know, connecting with someone else who's not me, you know, who you should not be doing that with. And he's probably just like, I'm fed up with it. But that's not an excuse for him to do that. He needs to actually, you know, be like, okay, I'm going to be a husband. I'm going to
step up.
Actually work on the marriage, not just try to set the thing ablaze.
Yeah. Well, and even like, I kind of wish there was a little bit more information because, you know, you have at the beginning, he's just all like, we have a toddler and a 9-month-old baby.
Yeah.
And then he decides to, instead of talk to his wife about, hey, I feel like you've been distant, he decides to go through her phone. So I'm like, is this a pattern? Like that we don't know anything about the background of him.
Yeah.
And then she freaks out. And then he walks away.
There's a reason you freak out if someone's looking at your phone, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's like there's a guilty conscience there. She knows she shouldn't be connecting with someone. Her actions kind of prove that, where she wouldn't freak out if she thought that was okay, you know? But that, I think that's, you know, just human nature. Your conscience gets to you. What are you reading there?
So I think it's interesting, our view on this. And
it's a little bit different.
oh, yeah. No. So this is the world's opinion.
Right.
Not the a-hole. You don't have to stay in a relationship where the trust is shattered. Just make sure you are still there for your kids post-divorce. I'm actually glad to see people so resolute about cutting people out of their lives when they have been hurt beyond repair. I'm like, whoa.
That is not hurt beyond repair.
He is not hurt beyond repair. Wishing I had this level of clarity before learning the hard way. Not the a-hole, 100%. There is no excuse to cheat, but to do so to someone you married and your own children is so deeply wrong. Also, trying to force this conflict onto your parents when she cheated is another layer of her not considering anyone's feelings but her own. That is not how I saw that story at all.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm like, she's so desperate for like communication that she had to go to the parents.
Yeah.
Like
sure.
That's kind of how I see it. She's just all like, I obviously can't have a conversation with my spouse. She's just all like, I do care about the relationship.
Yeah.
She goes to the parents for like help.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everyone's going to sin in your marriage. You are going to do it at some point.
Yeah.
But for both of them, they need to be ready to be like, I'm so sorry. You know, it seems, I'm not really sure what her thought process is, but if she did go to the parents to try to get communication, I'm not really sure. That's a little bit, he just barely mentioned it. But, you know, it seemed maybe she's like, I'm sorry about this and I made a mistake. And so she's trying to like open up a dialogue with his parents. And it seems like he's just like, no, we're done. And I don't know. It's like, she might be willing to resolve it, you know, and she shouldn't have done that. That was a sinful thing to do. But he's just making it 100% worse by being like, oh, no, I'm done with you. You know, it's just like, no.
Yeah, I feel like that's just really the wrong move.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, I see that you're being distant.
Yeah.
We're both distrustful of each other. I'm going to go through your phone. Oh, you're emotionally cheating on me. Yeah. It's over. It's like,
yeah, and there's a whole lack of love there toward the kids. I mean, if you're not considering your kids at all, you know, you're like, my happiness, my, you know, feelings on this. It's just like,
you're both selfish.
You're setting up an entire lifetime with these kids not having a home that's together. You're gonna like, I'll break up the home. I don't care. This is about me here.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just like, dude, be a man.
That is to like also started to bring like Christ into this. Is so like that when you're in a biblical marriage, it's sacrificial love.
Yeah.
You're loving each other not because you deserve it. You're loving each other to set an example of Christ's love for us, which was undeserved.
Right.
And just seeing like the world today and how it's just like instant cutoff. It's all like the unpardonable sin.
Which is so funny because people,
and
you even you pointed out, I think it was you, how people are like, oh yeah, I mean, you know, it's okay to like watch porn. But then like, don't you dare like look at someone else or talk to someone else, you know?
Yeah,
and then they're like,
it's crazy.
It's so weird. They're like, you broke my trust. It's like, dude, you both have been watching porn forever.
Yeah.
It's like, how's that not a
It's nuts. There's like a trend where people were like, is it cheating if? And it was like, one of them was, yeah, it's cheating if he's looking at girls on Instagram and liking their photos. He watches porn. It's like, not cheating. And I'm all like, how is it not cheating? It's still lust.
Yeah, that's totally weird. I don't know how you're okay with that one and then not like just like looking at girls on Instagram. I'm like, okay, basically they're the same. You're lusting
it's the
after
same,
someone,
except
how
worse.
Are you okay with the worst one and not okay with the lesser? You know, that's so crazy.
No, it sucks to see the marriages today. It's like, it's really self-serving and Like, I'm not saying that cheating's okay. Absolutely not. But it's like, in the Bible, it is kind of like infidelity is an excuse to get divorced. But I don't think that's the end all be all.
No, people just always jump to that. That's the first thing. They're like, what can I do to get out of this marriage? And it's just like, hold on.
Yeah.
What are you even doing to save it?
Yeah. It's just like nobody wants to try. They're all like, I'm just going to start over with somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm used to.
Yeah.
I deserve someone else to be my wife.
The problem is we all have eye disease. We're all looking. We're all about ourselves, And being a Christian is completely, trying to remove that. Like, I'm actually going to focus on my spouse's needs and not mine actively.
Yeah.
Because the grass is always greener. But he's gonna divorce her, get with someone else, and the same problem is gonna be there.
Yeah, I know.
They're
I'm
gonna
all
be
like,
focused on themselves. People realize once the butterflies
you're just gonna have You're going to have different problems. There is no like problem-free relationship.
Yeah.
It's two people wanting to work through those problems.
Yes.
Because
in
it's
all
all like,
likelihood, within time, you're going to have the same problem. So like if you're not willing to fix it now, are you actually going to be willing to fix it then? Or are you just going to spend your life breaking up relationships and marriages?
Yeah. And like specifically for this like scenario, I'm pretty sure his wife didn't wake up and be like, you know what I'm going to do to my husband? Emotionally cheat on him.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. It's just
She
like
probably tried to talk to him at some point.
Yeah, it's just their relationship was falling apart. Again, not justifying it, but it's just all like, that's what happens. It snowballs. It starts somewhere.
And also on his end too, anyone who's like, and I totally understand this, but if you have a fear of conflict, and I totally do, but usually what you do is you won't say, if something bothers you, you'll stuff it down. Something bothers you, you stuff it down until you can't hold anymore. Then all of a sudden you just explode it out, and then you're like, all the way to the worst possible solution.
Yeah, you're
Divorce.
like, all of a sudden, yeah, I don't deserve this. I want a divorce.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what people do, especially if they're people pleasers and stuff like that, is they please until they just torch the whole town. Yeah, perfect. All right. We're moving on to the next
story.
one. So it's number one. Moving on to number two.
Okay.
I hope they do actually work on their marriage, though.
I know. I really do. I feel like that's such a kind of, to me, I'm like, that's not good enough to just give up on that relationship.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, that really sounds like they need to talk about things and like she needs to ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
And be like, I am sorry for emotionally cheating on you.
Yeah.
I really want to work on this marriage. Can we talk about some stuff? Like, she can be like, I feel like I've become distant because I don't feel emotionally connected to you. And I felt like I needed to reach out somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. It's just all like, can we talk about, fulfilling each other's needs? And like, well, first of all, if it's a Christian marriage, it's all like, we need God to fulfill all of our needs first, and then we can fulfill each other's needs.
Yeah.
It's like, I need more help with the kids, or it's just like, can we go out once a week, or like something? And he can, be like, you know what? I want to be able to take care of my wife and work this out. This is from the Am I Wrong thread. So, am I wrong for telling my wife's adult son that if he kicks my cat again, I will make sure he regrets it? Oh boy. My wife's son is 28. He lives with us temporarily while he's between jobs. I have a cat who's about 5 months old. Aw, small little thing, maybe 6 or 7 pounds. I got her a couple months ago and she's still skittish and getting used to the house and people. She's been making really good progress and was finally starting to come out from under the bed and actually be social. Apparently, my wife's son grew up in a house where they would smack their pets when they misbehaved. That's how his dad's side of the family handled animals. I did not know this until recently, and I completely disagree with it. The other day, my cat got out of the bedroom when he opened the door without paying attention. She bolted down the hallway, and he chased her, and when he caught her, he kicked her. Not like a nudge, he kicked a 5-month-old kitten hard enough that she yelled and ran under the couch shaking. She wouldn't come out for hours. She peed under there because she was so scared. Dude, I'm like, why did he do that? When he told me what happened, like it was no big deal, I lost it. I told him if he ever puts his hand on his feet, hands on my feet again. I told him if he ever puts his hands or his feet on my cat again, I will personally make sure he understands what it feels like to be scared of someone bigger than him.
Bruh.
I didn't specify what I meant by that, but the implication was clear. He went straight to my wife and told her I threatened him. She came to me upset, saying I can't threaten her son and that he didn't mean to hurt the cat. Yes, he did. He was just trying to catch her and Okay, how do you catch a cat by kicking it across
I know.
the room?
I didn't understand that. When he caught it, he then kicked it. I'm like, stay there.
I know. I'm like so confused. Is like, so why did you
Maybe
feel
he
like
just,
doing
it was
that?
about to get away, then he like just booted
Kicked it?
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, it's getting away. Yeah. It's not a ball. I said, I don't care how he was taught. He's a grown man kicking a kitten. And if his reaction to a small animal running is to hurt it, then he has a serious problem. Now they're both mad at me. My wife says I escalated things and that I should have just talked to him calmly about it. And maybe she's right. Maybe I should have been calmer. But I had already told him when he moved in that we don't hit animals in this house. He knew the rule and he did it anyways. My cat is still hiding more than usual. No, she regressed back to where she was when I first brought her home. Oh, this is hurting me. Weeks of progress gone because a 28-year-old man kicked a kitten for running down a hallway. And somehow I'm the one who's in trouble. Am I wrong? Okay, I want to read the other day my cat got out of the bedroom when he opened the door without paying attention. She bolted down the hallway.
She was supposed to be in the bedroom.
Yeah, and he chased her, and when he caught her, he kicked her. So, like, drop kicked.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing.
Not like a nudge. He kicked a 5-month-old kitten hard enough that she yelped and ran under the couch shaking. So it sounds like, well, and then he says, when he told me what happened, like it was no big deal. So
did he see it firsthand?
It sounds like he didn't see it. It sounds like
makes sense. Hey, by the way, I was running after your cat and then I catched it and then I kicked it.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, so you told him you kicked his cat and thought, this is fine.
Hold on. Maybe he comes home and the cat is under the bed and under the couch.
Yeah, he's just all like, what happened?
He's like, what happened to my cat? And he's like,
I
did was like kind of kick it.
Drop kicked her.
You know what? Some people are not like, they don't think that's a problem. They're like, I kicked the cat. It was being stupid, and then like, there's people out there, I'm sure, that would talk about kicking cats.
Oh yeah, I know.
And so like, I'm just kind of picturing maybe that's what the kind of person this person is. And it's like, well, bam. And we'll talk about
someone who's a cat lover.
Okay, so let's dissect this. Would you like to go first?
Okay. First of all, this guy is not in the wrong for telling this adult man who should have his own place as a 28-year-old living with his mommy and her husband. I don't know his situation, but it's like he told him, he's just all like, hey, if you're gonna live with us, I know you grew up in a home that hit animals. Please don't do that here.
Yeah.
And then he's just all like, why is my cat hiding under the couch? And he's just like, oh, I kicked him. I kicked the cat. And he's just like, so I asked you not to do that.
Yeah.
And now my cat's ruined and afraid. So I don't know. I don't think he's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he did threaten him, but I'm like, I'd probably do the same thing. I'm like, if you hit my cat again, I'll drop kick you.
You would.
Okay. We have 5 cats.
We do have 5 cats.
So I'm like, dude, that's really messed up. Especially a baby cat.
Oh, that's sad. So
anyways,
I kind of figured that was going to be your reaction. I'm going to differ probably slightly, but I do agree. Like the guy kicking the animal is absolutely wrong. And I'm very soft toward animals. I don't like being mean. I'm like, no, don't be mean to him.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, if you can't even to me, it's like if you can't even regard a creature with kindness. It's all like, how are you treating people?
Exactly. Yeah. So there is a proverb, and I was going to mention that's really perfect timing. And so there's a proverb that says, "A righteous man regards the life of his beast." So like you're considering the well-being and the happiness and the care of your animal. Some people don't give it a second thought. Like this guy, he's just like, hey, if I want to kick it, I'll kick it. You know. Which
to
how do
me
you treat
shows
something with
his
limited
character.
value? You know. And so and that's the other side of the equation. This is an animal has limited value. They're not as valuable as people. People are made in the image of God. We are, not the same as an animal. And some people will be on the other side, and they will treat an animal with more kindness than they will treat humans.
There's a balance.
And that's just as wrong, but in the other direction, and worse. It's worse to treat an animal, a person like an animal, than it is to treat an animal like a person. If that makes any sense. And then so the other thing about this is, so the son is clearly the kind of person who is disrespecting an animal, and that's terrible. You should not do that. And he's obviously not a righteous person, at least by the standards of the Proverbs.
The man of the house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean his father-in-law. You want to be respectful with other people's things. I mean, this animal is not his. It's his stepfather's animal. His cat. So treat it with respect because you're treating him with respect. Hopefully.
Yeah, and if it's like, I know the communication. It's like, hey, I don't want the cat around me or in my room. It's like, okay, we'll keep your door closed.
Yeah.
It's just all like, but if the cat's around, you're not allowed to touch it.
Yeah, for sure. So like abusing an animal is a wicked thing to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. You're not a righteous person. You're a wicked person.
Yeah.
Now on the other side. So that's what's wrong with the son. Now with the father-in-law to react in a way where you're like, if you touch it again, I'll make you know what it's like to fear somebody bigger than you. Like that's a straight up threat. And that's also not right. You're saying, hey, I care about my cat enough to where I will punch your lights out, if you hurt it. And it's just like you're mistreating things. You're treating that animal with like the level of respect or higher than you are with the stepson.
The stepson.
And that's totally upside down. So like even, the implications would be humongous if that stepson killed that cat, but it's not like he committed murder. There's a lesser value there. So
you should still go to jail though. I think you could go to jail for animal cruelty.
Yeah.
I'd press charges. Because there would be a psycho killer.
Yeah, well,
psychopath on the loose.
I'm more worried about
starts with
implications. Yeah, okay. If someone who's like murdering an animal, what kind of person are they?
They're that's the baby steps into being a psychopath. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think what would be better is to be like, to also ask questions. It's like, why was your first reaction to kick? Buster or whatever his name was. Yeah. And then just start a dialogue with your son-in-law and be like,
treat it as like a teachable moment. Even though he's like
he's
an
28,
adult man.
But apparently he never got taught, so you're dealing with, obviously his biological father was okay with kicking animals. He mentioned that. Yeah. And
which makes
it's
me
like,
think
okay,
it's
so
like,
he never got taught right.
Leave?
Yeah, right. He never got taught. So yeah, exactly. Keep it as a teachable moment and be like, Billy, whatever Billy's name is. I don't know. Or he's like, Billy,
you can't kick cats.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's actually unrighteous. It's wicked to treat something with limited value as nothing. We want to take care of animals that are in our care.
Yeah, and even if he brushes it off, it's just all like, you need to be the example.
Yeah. And you can put your foot down without overreacting. I'll never
without
lay hands
threatening
on you because that's not right. But you can't live here anymore, bud. I'm sorry. We tried. And it's not working.
No, I would.
I've asked you. Here's the expectations. You haven't met the expectations, and it's time for you to go.
Yeah, I know. This is 28-year-old guy. I'd be like, okay, I think you should spread those wings and fly. Leave this nest.
Well, and that's the thing. There's so many safety nets in our society and stuff like that. And that's good. We like to have that, but we also don't grow very well with so many safety nets. Like if I always have the option of just moving in with my parents, if I can't keep a job, if I can't work hard enough to, be, the person. I mean, there's times where you can lose your job, maybe if you got injured or stuff like that. That's totally different. You're helping someone. But if you're like,
it's the hand up, not the enabling.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously we don't know why he doesn't have a job, but unless it was something
he does,
like that.
And he's just living at home. I don't know. If
he said that he was in between jobs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I missed that part.
Yeah, which basically just means he's unemployed. But
he's in between jobs for 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's just like the best way to grow is through hardship. So if you get kicked out, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You're like, okay, I'm going to live in my car. This sucks. I'm going to get a job so I can remove myself from this sucky position.
And he learned his lesson not to kick cats.
Yeah. And that's also a valid reason to be, kicked out and have some hardship in your life. It's just like, maybe you're not working hard enough. Don't know that for sure. Obviously, don't know the situation.
Tit for cat.
But you're certainly acting like an evil guy, kicking animals.
Yeah.
A tit for cat. And so, a little bit of hardship would do you good.
Yeah, I think.
Live in your car.
Yeah.
Get a job.
Get a job. Have that give you the motivation to live. I mean, I think you're always telling me, like in the Bible, it talks about like if a man doesn't have a job, then he doesn't get to eat.
Yeah. There was a reason for that specifically, but exactly. If you won't provide, what is that? Yeah, if a man does not work, he should not eat. That was talking about in like church context when they had like basically a potluck and you're just being a bum. You're not helping out. You're not bringing in any food. You're just partaking and you're being a busybody. Going around to messing with people and stuff. It's like, okay, that person is just a busybody. Yeah, and they shouldn't. They'd be like, oh, sorry, actually, you were gonna dish up, but we're gonna have to ask you to not dish up. They're like, I mean, that's what the Bible would say. It's like, actually, be like, I can't let you have this food.
I'm gonna have to ask you nicely
to put it back.
You're gonna have to put that back. He's all, what?
See, and that's what I mean. I mean, this.
He's like, but I'm in between jobs. It's like, you've been saying that for a while, buddy.
Yeah.
We've been letting you have some for a while.
I mean, okay, here's the thing. God knows what's best. And we think that's so harsh. You're like, you're going to ask someone to put their food back? Because it's like, God's like, yeah, they're being an irresponsible person and they're taking advantage of people's kindness. And like our society, we're like, and we're so paralyzed of like, not having that virtue signaling of being like, oh, I'll be kind to anybody. And it's just like, no, there's people that you need to just be like, no more. I was kind to you, and you should actually be kind to them.
Yeah, you should.
Extraordinarily generous. I wouldn't hesitate to, like if your family, if your brother or something like that.
Well, we actually have a real life example of when we had that one guy stay with us.
Who? Oh, okay, yeah. That was just another similar situation where he wasn't working, and he was living in his car, and we were like, "Oh, you can, stay." And then
we didn't know the full story.
He's actually laying down a pattern of being like this, and so we just asked him to leave.
He was deciding not to work.
Yeah. So that's different,
and
but
he
that's
was
a really
lying
good example
too. So we're like, well, we're gonna have to ask you to leave.
Yeah. But that's totally fine. We were happy to be generous, and then it's like, okay, generosity's over, and you need to actually grow up. I employed him for a day, had to do some pressure washing.
Oh.
I overpaid him, which is good because I always like to overpay people, But it's just all hoping that they take the next step into dusting themselves off and
that's the thing. It's just all like, I want to offer you a hand up.
Yeah.
Let me pay you for the day. You do some work. I want to see you succeed. And then it's just all like, oh, thank you. I don't want a job.
Hand out. And you're missing the point.
It's just all like, I don't want this to be a handout. I want you to be able to succeed in life and have a job and be able to take care of yourself. You know, it's just all like, no, I'm going to choose to live in my car and not have a job. And you're like, well.
Yeah.
No,
So that was good.
really.
Yeah, there's lots to consider. And I feel like each one of these situations.
We're also giving our opinions on limited information.
Yes, absolutely. So, there could be so many things, and we're just
Yeah.
dealing with the information we got.
Yeah, the more information, the more to consider.
Yeah.
But
with the information we have, taking that to God's word, it just illuminates a whole lot of stuff. So,
yeah,
I mean, people need to have a standard in their lives, and yeah, might as well go with God's wisdom. It's a good standard.
I 100% agree.
Because otherwise, everybody's just acting according to, what is it? Doing what is right in their own eyes.
Which is wrong.
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister-in-law a family secret and now everyone is breaking up or divorcing? I, 30-year-old female, recently told my sister-in-law a family secret everyone hid from her, and now everyone is calling me the a-hole and telling me it wasn't my place. Some backstory. I am no contact with my mother and her husband, but I do still have a relationship with about half of my siblings. Oh man, this is already messy. There's 12 of us, and I'm the only girl. Anyway, oh my gosh.
That's a huge family.
That's huge.
Wait, are those in-laws or just
half
one
of
family?
I do still have a relationship with about half of my siblings. There are 12 of us.
Dang.
And I'm the only girl.
Huge family.
Huge. Anyway, several months ago, I got an invite to my older brother's 33 male, we'll call him Adam, wedding. The invite came with myself, my husband, and our children listed. I immediately called him and asked if our mother's husband will be there, and he said, of course. I reminded Adam that I will never have my children in the same room as that man, and frankly, I never want to be either because I'll make an exception for myself only. And celebrate his happy day, but my children and husband will not attend.
Quick pause. By my mother's husband, I'm assuming, is there been multiple marriages?
I'm assuming that's why she's calling him.
So
that.
There's like half siblings here, half-blooded siblings.
Perhaps. Like I said, this family sounds like all over the place. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Continue on.
He said his wife will call her Abby. He said his wife, will call her Abby, would be so disappointed because we've never met and because she has no family of her own. Well, guess what? No siblings and both parents deceased. She was hoping to have the entirety of her new family together. I told Adam I'm sorry to disappoint his wife to be, but I'll be attending alone and I'm not bending on this. The day of the wedding, I did as I said I would. And
wait, so she's willing to spend time there, but not her husband and her kids?
Yeah,
weird.
I know.
What's
she's just
there?
all like, I don't like her mother and, she has no contact with her mother and her husband.
Okay.
Not her husband, but the mom's husband. So her mom and I'm assuming stepdad.
Yeah. But then she specifically asked about the stepdad later. Is my mom's husband going to be there? And he's like, of course. And so it sounds like she's angry with her mom, but because of her.
I know. Husband. I'm all like, what is going on there?
And then for some reason, she's okay with being there.
Yeah, she's just all like, I know. I'm like, I would want the support of my husband with me.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like I wouldn't maybe bring my kids for like drama's sake or whatever.
Right.
But like I would want my husband with me. Like that's where she's just like, I don't want my husband around these people.
Maybe
I don't want the kid. I know. I'm all like, what was this family secret? What is this? Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out. The day of the wedding, I did as I said I would and came alone, and my husband took the kids to go visit his parents for the weekend. The ceremony was beautiful and it was amazing to see my brother so happy. During the reception, Abby pulled me aside when she found the time and started asking me a million questions, excited to meet Adam's mysterious little sister. Oh, that's right, since she's the only girl. Her exact words. Then she asked the question that made my heart sink. How come I'm never around? I realized then so maybe we'll find out. I realized then no one ever told her about my mother's husband. At first, I told her it was a conversation she really needed to have with Adam. She said, that's the right thing. It's like, you need to talk to your husband about that one. Your new husband. She said she's tried asking him and everyone else. Ooh. And the response she always got was, I'm dramatic and I'm a drama queen and I'm throwing a years long tantrum because I'm a brat. Yikes. But after speaking with me, she didn't get that impression of me at all. I insisted again that she really needed to speak with Adam. Her next response made my heart sink even further. She said she'd rather hear it from me because Adam will just refuse to tell her and because she's now 10 weeks pregnant. She really wants her child to know their entire family. Her baby won't have aunts, uncles, and cousins from her side, so she really wanted her baby to have a relationship with everyone. And she thought maybe whatever it is, she could help fix it. Aw. I took a deep breath and told her the man my mother is married to hurt me and made my entire middle school experience a nightmare, and no one protected me until I met my husband. He and his family made me realize I didn't have to put up with the crap I got from my family. So the moment I graduated high school, I left and never looked back. After I said this to her, I just turned and left the reception and drove straight home. Well, during their honeymoon, Abby did some investigating and found my stepdad's arrest record. Oh, yikes. The charges and him still listed on the registry. She then took it upon herself to message the other wives and girlfriends of my other brothers to see if any of them knew. None of them did. Now, 4 of my brothers are looking at divorces, including Adam, and 2 have already been dumped. My phone has been blowing up nonstop because this, of course, is my fault. My husband insists I did nothing wrong and that they should have been honest with their significant others. So, am I the a-hole for telling my sister-in-law our family secret, or should I have just kept my mouth shut?
Okay, so I was trying to follow along, but in all honesty, my mind is wandering. This girl told her new sister-in-law the family secret, and then the sister-in-law started.
She told all of the other ones. So what I'm seeing is that all of her brothers who have girlfriends and wives and whatever, they're all most of them are in relationships, have still been spending time with the mom and dad.
Okay.
And none of the brothers told their like girlfriends or wives the secret of the dad having charges or basically being a criminal. But the sister, the person who posted was no contact with them because of that.
And so it said that the father-in-law hurt her. Was it like sexual abuse or is that like physical abuse? Something?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm all like, is it, if he has charges and stuff, I'm thinking it might have been like actually probably physical. That would make sense.
I'm a little confused why all the siblings are divorcing because
over that.
Yeah, it's just like if I found out that your dad was, a maniac or something or a serial killer, and then you knew about it but you didn't tell me, and then it came out, I'd be like, oh my gosh, why didn't you tell me?
Why didn't you tell me?
I wouldn't be like, I'm divorcing you. I can't trust you.
Yeah, that's me. I'm all like, that's really extreme. That all like, I don't know. That's a weird response to like.
I could
your father is a criminal?
Hang out with him anymore. Like, that's totally fine.
Yeah, it would make sense that they would probably just follow in the steps of what the poster said, which is like she doesn't talk to her parents. And then I'm like, then they could just have their family over here. I don't know. That's weird. It's just all like, oh, your father's a criminal and you never told me?
Yeah.
It's over.
I mean, they all seem to be approving of him, though, because, like, it seems like the mom is okay with the dad. All the brothers are okay with the dad because she's the only one who's like, no. Yeah. So it's like.
Well, that makes me wonder,
they're
like,
taking
what
his side over it. What was it?
What did they do? Because, I mean, that would help give some context of why they're acting that way. Like, to me, it's just all like.
It could be that they don't believe her, she's just like, hey, dad, did inappropriate things or something like that. And they're like, no, you're just being crazy.
But it says he has like,
he has an arrest record and everything.
A record. Let's see. It says, Oh, so just saw like Abby did some investigating and found my stepdad's arrest record.
Oh.
The charges and him still listed on the registry. I don't know what that has to do with anything.
A registry. That sounds like pedophile. You know, because you're not on a registry if you're like.
See, I had wedding brain, and I was just all like, "What does the gift registry have to do with this?"
Okay, yeah. No, it sounds like maybe he's a pedophile or something.
Oh,
so
then maybe sexual abuse is in play.
Yeah, maybe with her. Because and then that's why she doesn't want her kids around him. And then maybe all the other wives are like, "Hey, like, we've had our kids there."
Yeah, that would make
kind of
maybe a little bit more sense, but not to divorce.
It's a little confusing.
That's kind of weird. I would be mad. I'd be like, "How come you didn't?" Now it makes sense. Like she's like, "I don't want my children." Around this guy. It was kind of weird that she didn't want her husband. I don't know. But
well, maybe she didn't want her husband to kill him.
Because then it would be like, how come you didn't tell me? And it's not like, are you justifying him? That would be a little crazy. It's not like you're justifying this guy.
Yeah.
And we don't really know him either.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so what's like a spiritual note on this? Like, for one, I'm thinking that...
For one, divorce should not be your first reaction to anything.
Seriously, to everything, apparently.
To literally everything. They're all like, oh, I found something out. I'm going to divorce now. Yeah. It's like, what?
Yeah, these are whole marriages that... they're new family units. It's just like whatever happened with your old family, in some sense, you have to let it go. There can be times where you're like, I'm not going to be around them anymore. I probably wouldn't have my kids around any like pedophile. Just not saying that they haven't moved on and maybe gotten healing from the Lord or something like that, that they're not that way anymore. But you still have to be wise. You know, you're like,
it's like we'll have a relationship with you,
where they're like,
but our kids don't get to have a relationship with you because it's all like, I know it's really the world who is the instant like cut people out of your life and cut everyone out, and it's just all like, that's, as Christians, that's really not what we're called to do.
And it's hard but incredibly important to balance forgiveness with like how you then act after that. So like if you're around someone who's like physically abusive,
don't be alone with that person.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I'm not going to have you in a place where you're tempted to be physically abusive again.
Yeah.
You know, but nonetheless, you know, it's just like, I forgive you and I want you to have a new life with Christ.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just like, but I'm not going to be dumb and be like, let me put myself in a precarious position.
Trust again. It'll just take time to get there. You know,
you're
like, hey, in the past 10 years since you became a Christian, I've never seen you once get unrighteously angry, so I trust you now. You know, that's different.
And it's like the opportunity for redemption.
Yeah.
Which is, super important and what Jesus is all about.
Mm-hmm. But I also want to probably say like, it's rightfully so, like the worst sin, you know, we can conceive of, but like someone who's like a pedophile, if that's what this was. It's like in culture, that's like and it is totally righteous to completely condemn that, but it seems to be the unforgivable sin where it's just like, what about someone who was abusive in the relationship, then they met Christ, they're a completely different person. It's just like, people don't seem to have too much of a problem being like, oh, they changed. But with that, they're like, they belong on a registry forever because, I mean, they should be on a registry or whatever. But that doesn't mean that someone can't change. So it's like, if there's that 20 years of like, hey, you're a different person now. In some sense, I think that people should, you know, it's like you can have those things in the past. Like what you were before you met Christ. And I get the world's not going to understand this. But you're a new creation in Christ.
Yeah.
All things are new. You know, you're not what you were before.
Well, it breaks
if you're genuine,
like,
then that's totally different.
People are really quick to also like judge and condemn people when, you know, you see in the Bible, it's just all like, he who is without sin cast the first stone.
Right.
You know, not saying that any of these things are okay. You know, being a pedophile.
But yeah, you have someone who
It's
is an
like-
adulterer, and then they're like, oh, well, yeah, that was in their past. They're different now. They're happily married. It's just like, okay, that's right too.
Yeah.
But these are both sins. And
Yeah, it's a sin.
They're both sexual sins, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sin is sin. Is sin is sin.
Yeah.
Is sin.
I mean, on his side, he should, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
he
what
should be
I'm like.
understanding of his daughter-in-law.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
I'm like,
And
for him, if he was someone who wanted to change,
mhm.
he would tell
Yeah.
his family.
Yeah.
He would be like, this is a part of my past. This is
Yeah.
something I'm trying to move forward with. I want to tell you out of respect for you guys and for you guys to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Because if it was like, I'm withholding information,
Right.
I feel, it would be like, that would, because then you find out and then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so upset.
Yeah.
But it's just all like, I want to be open. I want to be honest. I want to tell my I'm going to tell my family. It's just like, I'm also someone, I'm like trying to change. I'm trying to, live into Christ's redemption for my life.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's just like, and then he goes, and then it's I understand if you don't want to be around me.
Absolutely.
I understand. It's just
You're
like,
working
I'm
at
not
their
going,
level.
yeah, it's just like, I'm not going to force your grandchildren to have relationships with
Totally.
me.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm not even going to, like, if they are around, I'm not going to touch them. I'm not going to hug them. I'm not
Right.
going to, it's just all like, and like letting the parents set those boundaries too. Be
Yeah.
like, we're not going to have our kids around you. And then he would be like, I understand, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot that you can do as the perpetrator. Yeah, exactly. I like what you said. Like, you're working with their comfort level. Like, if I cheated on you, I would never have the right to be like, when are you going to forgive me about this?
No.
It's just like, you don't get to ask, like, be impatient. You'd be like, whatever you
When
need.
are you going to just like
If you
trust
don't
me
want to
again?
be around, it's like.
When do
if
I get to have
you're
a password on my phone again?
Right,
It's like,
exactly.
excuse me?
When are you going to stop going through my phone? It's like, well, probably never. And that's
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, I think people should understand that. It's like, but it's a sign of good faith. It's a sign of genuine repentance where you're like, whatever you need, I'm there.
Yeah.
I won't have the kids near me. That's fine.
I'm sorry and I want to change.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then just let them process that information because they're probably shocked. And then they're like,
Yeah.
well, I just can't be a part
Well,
of this family.
like in the situation, you can see the shock and then the like, I can't believe my spouse didn't or
Yeah.
boyfriend didn't tell me this.
Yeah. I mean, I
And this is
get
like, well,
that's
why did you hide this? And then
Yeah,
it's like
that's
this whole.
crazy,
But again, first reaction should not be divorce.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously.
Oh gosh.
Huh.
Yeah, they're all like reflex divorce.
Yeah.
Okay, that problem got taken care of.
Yeah. I don't know. Sin is messy, and then also,
Yeah.
you're in relationship with people who are not perfect. Point a finger at any in-law or yourself or your spouse. There's going to be a whole lot of sin there, and you're just going to have to try to navigate it in the most righteous way, where you're
and now,
trying to show Christ. In
yeah. Well,
everything you
now
do.
I also wonder about all of her brothers.
Yeah, why? Yeah, what's going on there?
Yeah, I wonder if it's like, what if they actually faced the sexual abuse, and for them, they just didn't want to talk about it.
It could be. It's weird
Like,
that
they
they would
just
be
didn't
accepting of his
wanna
presence.
bring
with
it
them,
up.
though.
I don't. People
Like-
deal with things differently.
Yeah, it's just weird.
I don't know. The whole situation is just awful.
You're that, or he's like a psychopath, and he's like one way with one person and completely different with someone else. So someone's just like, he wouldn't do that. He's
Like,
the nicest
what?
person.
And then
ever."
someone else is just all like, you have not seen him the way I have.
In which case, yeah, and that course of
We don't
action,
know
you
what
need to
this
just
guy's
let
like.
them out of your life completely. Yeah,
Yeah, because with
but
us,
not divorce your spouse because they
No.
didn't do anything wrong.
yeah, no, yeah, we don't know what the stepdad is like. We don't know. Like for us, we're like, we hope he's this repentant,
Right, yeah.
apologetic person, and
Yeah, he could be
you
like, I
know,
didn't do anything.
he could be
wrong.
this awful
She's crazy,
cult like charismatic
Yeah.
personality who's just all
Exactly.
like, everyone loves me, let me touch your children. It's all
Yeah.
like, give hugs to grandpa, and you're all like, like
Yeah.
I don't know, we don't know what he's like. And then the girl who did the post is just all like, no way, Jose. That
Yeah.
guy is awful.
Yeah, I could see where it's not like a normal family unit or, like extended family unit where you're like, oh, hey, we go over, like every once in a while to have lunch with mom and dad and that kind of stuff. But if it's like that, like cultic, like you're part of the family now, like I could see marrying into that and being like, I don't want this. This is very
because at first you think you have this promise of family and you're all like, oh, this is great. And then you don't realize you're in the clutches of a cult-like person who's just all like, and you need to be like this, and we're controlling you this way, and like,
that's the one avenue where I'd be like, this is like, and then imagine being your husband, you're talking to your husband about it, and he's just like, no, we go over there every week, and then
it was like totally like brainwashed.
That would be
just like, no, we still need to go and see him, and the wives are just all like, what? No way.
Young Billy needs to give him a hug. You're like, no,
no.
Yeah. So I get that. All right. Interesting.
This is the Am I Overreacting thread. Am I overreacting after I found out my boyfriend's online friend group I became part of 2 years ago has been just him the whole time? I guess I should have been less oblivious. But since a little before we started dating in 2022, I was added to my boyfriend's just friend at the time 3-person Instagram group chat with what he explained were some of his closest online friends. The 2 other accounts seemed like
maybe he's deluding himself too. It's like, I've had these friends for 20 years before I even met you.
Oh my gosh, I'm crying. The 2 other accounts seemed like real people because they had real followers and comments on their posts. It's all him. It's just all him. And they had real followers and comments on their posts and drastically different aesthetics / looks to them. We eventually made a Discord server for us. And that alone was convincing enough since multiple times we'd all been active at the same time. We never voice chatted, but I used to never voice chat either, so I didn't think twice.
He must have like three phones in his pockets.
Dude, the group got closer, though, as more and more time passed since I was first added to their group chat. And last month, we got together and planned a research trip to Hawaii for August. We live in the East Coast of the U.S. Like, we booked everything. So imagine my surprise when I'm over at his house tonight and his computer is open and I just want to log into my Google Docs. When I accidentally stumble across, first of all, follower bot sites, and also him logged in and chatting with me as one of the individuals I thought I'd become close with. And just got this sinking feeling. I didn't jump to the, can you imagine? She's like, I like your best friend better. And he's just like, it's still me. I didn't jump to the idea that they could be fake either. I was like, maybe he just has their logins since they're all so close and is way too interested in their messages. But then I noticed their only chats were the group chats and the server. And the real kicker was the email address it was signed up under was his backup email with his full name. I quite literally snooped until he got out of the shower and caught me, which I'm not saying was right of me, but I couldn't help myself. During my snooping, I gradually became devastatingly confident that he wasn't behind just one, but both accounts. I've never seen his face so red, and he just absolutely panicked and started shouting at me to get out of his business. I couldn't even form the right words to say to him. In the end, I just walked out of his apartment sobbing. It's very early in the morning. I get that, but this screenshot is what he has to say, and I'm starting to feel crazy. Am I overreacting about my discovery? Okay.
Dude. Okay, now we're on the screenshot.
Yeah.
Text.
I just want to know why. When it finally came time for Hawaii trip, how were you going to explain that? What were you thinking?
I'll read the guy's part.
Oh, okay.
All right. And he responds, you know something I've noticed about you? You can never just be calm.
This is wild.
And there always has to be an issue. I know you were raised with in a volatile environment and still have to relearn a lot about healthy relationship dynamics. But it's like you thrive on chaos only.
This guy.
And we were going to see Wicked tonight. Well, I guess there goes that. And then she responds,
You can't be serious. I deserve answers. I'm honestly so creeped out. Basically, half of my life for the past 2 years has been a complete and total lie, and you were behind all of it.
and he responds, okay, don't be dramatic. You know this isn't a big deal. You're just getting giddy to what? You're just giddy to harp on this and make it a bigger issue. Is that just one page or is there more?
I think that's it.
Yeah. So she's just being overly dramatic, obviously.
Dude, he's just all like, listen, I know that you have problems with creating chaos, and I totally don't, even though I've created what was it? 3 personalities?
I think, is it 2 others or 3 personalities? And he's the 4th. I don't know. He's either 3 or 4 people in this thread.
The friend group. Hold on. Let me see. Let me get the number right.
Dude, that's really crazy. So my first thought is that
2 other accounts, I think. 3-person Instagram group chat. So there was supposed to be 3 friends.
Okay.
That's freaking nuts. He's just all like, welcome to my friend group. This is so-and-so. Puts on a hat. Yo. He's like, this is so-and-so. Hi.
That's really crazy.
What makes you want to do that to somebody?
I don't know.
And yeah, they booked a trip to Hawaii together.
Yeah,
what was he gonna
explain that?
Was he gonna have this big reveal? Oh, by the way,
I'm all 3 of them.
I'm all 3 of them. They can't. He's just like, oh man, they didn't show. That's so weird. That's so not like them. He's all like, oh, they're all here. Here.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Well, first of all, this poor lady.
That's like psychopathic.
That's like messing with your mind. It's like what do they call gaslighting? You're gaslighting somebody.
Yeah,
really
and
bad.
then he's just all like, you're being dramatic.
Yeah.
So like,
dude. Well, hey, that's another step of the gaslight. You're like, oh, you're being unreasonable. Like, this isn't how you should react. And then that's the phase 2 of the gaslight when they figure it out. And then you try to. And then you're all like,
them. No. What do you mean? It's just like, yeah, we're going to see them in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Babe, let's go. Let's go to Hawaii.
He seems super manipulative. It's like, we were going to see Wicked tonight, but.
Yeah. Like, no, it's like the guilt tripping.
Yeah.
He's just all like, we were going to see Wicked tonight with our friends.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh my God.
There have to be red flags in your relationship where you're like, okay, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah. I would dump that guy.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you've been lying to me for your own entertainment, and you've been pretending to be 3 different people for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's not good. There's something wrong.
I feel like people sometimes have a problem with there's pretending, which is acting pretending.
Yeah, there's pretending, and this is
and it could
delusion.
be quirky and that kind of stuff. But then if you transmit that over into real life, then it's all of a sudden not okay anymore, because now you're just lying to people. You're creating false realities and all that stuff, and you're trying to convince people it's real, and it's not good. That's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's super creepy.
Yeah. Ugh. That's just.
She's not overreacting.
Yeah. Just get
in
away
fact,
from him.
I would react a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Again, it's just like, what possesses someone to do something like that?
Yeah.
Besides, being a manipulative.
Yeah. And that was super manipulative. He brings up her past. He's like, you were raised in a chaotic environment, or in the, whatever.
To me, this is total giving narcissist vibes. Yeah. Or it's just all
not trustworthy.
he's just like, I know you. I know your past.
Yeah.
And I know that you like to be the chaotic one with not recognizing what he's done at all.
Yeah,
he's
that's
not like
creepy.
I mean, if we'll go to the other side, maybe he was kind of like innocent where he's just all like embarrassed. He's just like, yeah. So I didn't really have friends.
Yeah.
He's just like, it started out as just something that I was like doing for fun. And then now I'm here and I'm sorry. You know, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Where
If
he's
it
just
weren't
like,
for his like manipulative answer,
Yeah.
like he could have gone with that and it would have been like, oh, okay, that's really sad and really
and
weird and maybe
strange.
get some counseling or something because of that. But
Yeah, it's just all like, actually, I have schizophrenia or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's just all like,
Split, that guy.
yeah, where he's
Multiple
just,
personalities.
yeah, it could have been like, I have schizophrenia and this helped me, you know, like, I don't know, process it by like talking to himself in threads. I don't know.
Man.
It's strange.
Yeah. That would be the worst thing ever to have DID, the dissociative identity disorder, where you have multiple personalities.
Yeah.
That would be terrible. I would hate to be that person, and it would also be really complicated to be in relationship with that person.
Yeah. Well, all you would need to do is tell that person, hey, by the way.
That would still be really complicated, though. You're
Yeah.
like, so what happened? You're like, I don't know. That wasn't me. That was Stacy.
That's
You're
true.
like, oh, that
No.
was Stacy.
You not me but Stacy?
Like, no, I'm Stacy.
No, I'm Stacy. You're all like, oh.
Yeah, no. Some serious things are weird about that.
But yeah, he definitely, yeah, you could see.
Taken at face value where he just is doing this and then he's reacting that way, he's totally in the wrong.
Then, yeah, it was
Yeah.
I was manipulating you and tricking you, and
Yeah.
I'm not wrong for it.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, again, to try and like
Sociopath.
go to the other side. It's just all like, oh, yeah, it's a little hobby of mine, and I'm sorry. It got so out of hand. I didn't know what to do.
I can see that. We get, I don't know.
Get caught up. I don't know.
Yeah. People act weird when they're doing something weird.
Yeah.
It's shameful. Like, you know, you're like, this is embarrassing, you know?
Yeah.
And then
It's like, yeah, I like to eat peanut butter with my fingers. I'm sorry. You know, like, I don't know.
There's a lot of things that people do weird, but
yeah, get embarrassed about. But his reaction wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed that you found out that I don't have actual friends.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, we're going to go see Wicked together. You're ruining my life.
Yeah, no, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me,
If your first reaction is to gaslight someone into thinking that they're crazy or in the wrong, then you've got some problems just spiritually, mentally.
Yeah. What's the biblical takeaway from this?
Well,
don't be crazy.
I think if you don't live your life according to
reality and
God's prescription, you know, everything in the scriptures, he will tell you how you should surround guardrails around your life. And when you take away those guardrails and you're like, I'm going to live however I want, then you will end up in a place where you feel very lost and you're acting sinfully and it's shameful, and you're surrounded by shame because you're like, I constructed this whole like false reality, and then someone finds out about it and it can be really embarrassing. You're just like,
yeah,
you know, there's that word or that like I don't know, it's a quote, but it basically says like, sin will take you where you don't want to go and it'll keep you longer than you want to stay, you know. And it really will. It's just like, he just blew up his relationship with this girl she's probably an awesome person, and he's like, and they were probably okay, but it was built on a construction. It was a lie.
It was a lie.
It was
that
his fault that if he hadn't done that, then he would have just had a normal relationship.
Like, it was a lie he brought her in on to trick her, not as like come be a part of my delusion. It was just like, I'm going to trick her with it. Because like, he could have been like, he didn't have to be like, here's my friend group, come and chat with us. It's not real, you know?
Yeah.
It was just all like, you know, he could have been like, by the way, I have fake friends, you know, or something. It was like, which would have been weird. But like, he brought her in like, come, and you know, to her,
he also could have found some real friends.
Yeah, but it was like, yeah, well,
You could
the
have been
biggest,
like, I don't have any friends. Let's go make some friends. And then they could
Yeah.
have made some real friends to have a Discord
well,
with.
see, that's the problem. Like the biggest thing for narcissists is they isolate you from other people.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's just all like, gave her this false pretense of other people. And it was really just him. So yeah, it's just all like, he started it out on, I want to trick you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to deceive you.
That's no good. That's bad.
Yeah. Not a like, oh, I'm kind of quirky and I pretend to be other people.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. Which then makes you think, is he talking to other people as other people?
When she wasn't
He's
in the
just
group
like,
chat?
he's ultimate catfish. Because what if he's having multiple like relationships?
With himself?
With himself. No, I'm just like, well, because she said that he had like, all of them had Instagram pages. Like they seemed like they were real.
But it seemed
people.
like she said that they did not have
Real followers.
they didn't have other conversations. Their only conversation was the group thread.
Oh, okay.
That was one of the things that cued her in. It's not like they had a friend named John. It was like they only have one person that they're communicating.
And then we saw that all the followers are fake because it was like,
there were
she saw the follow bots.
Yeah, which is
a real thing.
Yeah, strange.
But this poor girl.
I know.
I know. She's just like, wow, this relationship's so great. What the heck?
Yeah. Yeah, and this is a weird example, but there are really strange situations that people get themselves in that are absolutely real.
Feel free to leave.
Well, no, not only that, but for the person who's
not
in
divorced.
the situation, because I'm imagining doing something really weird and shameful like that and being really embarrassed.
Oh,
and I have been embarrassed before, and I'm like, oh, it's so painful. And
oh, this is so weird. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and so like in that case, like I've heard from someone who is like struggling with like actual insanity when you can't trust your mind. It's like terrifying. Anyway, something that really helped them was reading Psalm 119 because it's a long psalm. Just prepare. It's a long one. But anyway, in the Bible, Psalm 119, and it's all about delighting in the rules that God has set up that you can trust. You can bank on these things. And when you don't have any guardrails in your life, you've constructed it that way where you're like, I just do whatever, and then you're like, you feel trapped because it's a real phenomenon where, and I'm sure we've all heard it, but if you have a playground and you take the fence away, all the children will huddle in a circle and they're like, we're scared. You have all this.
They
room
feel
to do whatever
more
you want.
comfortable with boundaries.
Put the chain link fence and they'll roam all around the playground.
Yeah.
And they love it, but it's like, and they might jump the fence, but that's human nature. But the point is they like the security of the fence, and we like the security of a fence in our life. And God has been gracious enough to give us a fence, like don't lie, don't cheat, don't do all these things. And then how to live your life, where you are safe, where you're okay. And yeah, I just think with like any situation where people have constructed like this false life and this whole kind of thing, it seems fun at first, but then you feel trapped by it and you're like, now if anyone finds out, I have to continue this thing. Because if anyone finds out, they're going to cut me out because it's just too weird, Yeah.
But the thing is like specifically for this guy, it was like, oh, I have this weird thing and I'm deceiving people. Like I'm using it to deceive people.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, I have this weird thing. I'm sorry. It's like I have this weird thing, and
well, you have to protect it at all costs at this point, because then he has to preserve that relationship because she's probably going to leave him.
I wonder if there's any like
how do we trap her? Manipulation, which just makes it worse.
Let's see.
Too bad there's not an update. We'll never know.
Well, that's what I'm looking for.
I think it's, I don't know. All right, do they appear in the comments? I've never done Reddit before, so I don't really know.
I feel
new to this world.
Someone's like, "Oh, I know the answer to this part. This is gaslighting."
That's really funny.
Yeah, everyone's just all like, "This is like textbook gaslighting."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Has there been an update? I don't think there hasn't been.
Well, hopefully she's
This
able
is
to navigate
manipulation
that, okay.
101.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. We were going to go see Wicked tonight. I can't believe you're the one ruining us being able to go see Wicked. Isn't that what you want? Don't you want to go see Wicked together?
Dude. You know the biggest gaslight of all? What if she was behind everything that we're reading? It was her response. That's just her the whole time.
Oh my God.
She's the real gaslighter.
She's the real gaslighter. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Everyday Theology. If you guys like this, let us know in the comments. And if you find any Reddit stories that you want us to read or react to, please send them our way and we'll try and get to them.
All right. Join us next time, friends. See ya. Bye.
Bye.